Hey, this is Matt once again. What about 10 videos? Another paid request, this time for Robert. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Robert wanted me to talk about a fan film that he worked on, I guess, which was their homage to the VHS films, which I was not a fan of. Most of them, to be honest. I mean, I liked VHS 2 for the most part. VHS Viral, I only like the skateboarding segment, and then VHS 94, there's one I liked, and then VHS, was it 99, there was, it wasn't really, there's potential, but it was stuff that was bothersome. So this is coming from a guy that's not really big on the franchise, so I don't know if I would be the right audience for this, but it is on YouTube. It's about an hour and change long. I would say they definitely got the feel of a VHS anthology movie in terms of the look of the film. I wouldn't say I was big on it though, to be fair. But like I said, I don't think I'm the audience for this. There is a wraparound that's also involved with the last segment. There's pretty much, I would say, four segments. The acting is not the best. At times, there's these sound effects that happen that sound pretty over the top. And the stories, there's one that was kind of intrigued by, a little bit creepy. But the rest, I kind of went, okay, that's, you know. But it's hard to be that harsh on a fan film. I definitely think they definitely had a love for these films, and I just see a bit of that passion in it. So I do appreciate that. Because of the four segments, you got a wraparound where a guy's watching these tapes, and he wants this other guy. Well, actually, he got the tapes. He wants this other guy to watch the tapes, and so the wraparound is him watching these tapes one by one. I will say the wraparound I like better than the wraparound VHS One, because in VHS One, the people were incredibly unlikable, beating up people and cars and random houses and whatever. These were a lot less annoying. Much more simple and straightforward. As the guy, just pop in tapes one by one, and when the tape ends, takes one out, puts another one in, until you get to the ending. But like the first bit is you have this woman with a camera and this guy who's playing guitar, and on the news something about an escaped mental patient. So the guy, for some reason, says we have to go, and she even goes, why? And he goes, to be exciting. And I'm like, really? To be exciting? I do appreciate the fact the lady keeps saying this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb, but she's still going with the guy. She's still going out there, so you just say it all you want, but you're still doing what you're not supposed to be doing. And they go out, and it's dark, and there's noises that sound like a loud stomach rumble mixed in with a growl. So it definitely doesn't sound human. And there's the patient who has this rubber mask on that I didn't think looked that scary. And the guy gets done in with the camera, I believe, smashing the guy in the face. And then what is spoilers? I guess spoilers for those. If you want to see, it's called VHS 23. It's on YouTube. It's an hour long. If you're a diehard fan of these movies, sure, give it a watch. But for me, spoilers. Lo and behold, the killer's behind the seat, which is a very cliche thing, and she gets killed off screen, and you're like, yeah. Like, there wasn't really anything of note that I could think of. I mean, the characters, because of the short running time, because there's four stories, and you have 60 minutes. Plus, you have the wraparound. So at best, some of these are 10 minutes long, give or take. Probably 10 to 12 minutes. So there's no room to really develop the characters. The acting, it's a fan film. So the acting is, not the best. It's low budget, so you don't have a lot of big production value. They do make it look like a VHS. Some may question why, and if it's taking place in the year 2023, why? But it's just part of the format. There's a lot of stuff in VHS one that I'm like, why would this be on VHS tape? Like, was a doctor had a Skype call or something, but someone was on a VHS tape? It is what it is. But it's like, whether it be a different ending or unique ending, or there's something else about this mental patient that we don't know about, or I don't know, you're just befuddled by the reasons and irrational, completely irrational reasons as to why they went out in this venture. Just confusing, more than anything. And the ending just seemed pretty typical. Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, or even what was that, Slaughterhouse. Like, there's a lot of movies that have done that, where the killer's in the back seat. The second story, this is where there's a bit intrigue for me. I guess I would say this is my favorite of the four. Because it's after New Year's, and this guy will Zoom call his girlfriend in college, but he's got this new roommate, and the new roommate is acting weird. The guy will sit down right next to him, or he appears in strange areas. There's even bits where there's like weird record music type sound, and the guy won't open the door, and our lead guy is going, well, why you not open the door, man? He looked a little bit like Ashton Kutcher and acted a little bit like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I mean that in a good way. But like I said, the idea of the creepy roommate and certain moments where he's just kind of staring or looking at the lead guy gives a little bit of that creepy vibe. And there's bits where the guy's crawling on all fours. They have this bit where they add in footage from when they first got the camera. Now, how that footage got into the middle of this footage, I don't know, like placement wise, but I guess you just go with it. And it's like, oh yeah, there's night vision on this. Just have the camera. I guess it was a security camera, because it would make these noise and turn. So now it's what? Yeah, it is multiple cameras. There's another one that does that as well. There's a point where during the night vision, the killer or whoever is crawling, he pops and goes, yeah, and then walks away for some reason. I don't know why he wanted it. Why did this guy wanted to do his jump scare on a night vision camera? I don't know why. Maybe the night camera, the night vision camera did something to him. I don't know. And it ends with the guy was doing a Zoom call with his girlfriend. Then there's a point where she looks over, hey, what's going on? And the roommate had crept in right next to the guy and done one of those right across the throat. Of course, she freaks out. She calls, there's a knock on the door, and now the person's at her apartment. And it ends. Like I said, the endings, for me, a bit unsatisfying, but again, I'm the whole everybody dies at the end, just a tired trope for me. And there are a number of found footage films that didn't do that, so and those are ones I usually prefer, just personal taste. But I would say because of the creepy vibe of the neighbor and some interesting shots, I would say of the four, that one was a bit more intriguing. The third story is about this older guy who lost his wife. I believe his son gave him this camera. Hey, you don't make YouTube videos now and all that stuff. But nothing this older guy is told is about this drug that could maybe help with his depression, his trying to get over the death of his wife. So he's like, well, what are the side effects? Well, it's this and hallucinations and blah, blah. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. So he goes to the, what do you call it, he goes to he takes it, goes to the pharmacy, takes it. I don't know if you should be taking those like right before you drive, but he does. And starts experiencing weird things. Sees a figure in a white mask for some reason. There's pounding at night. The guy gets a Costco pizza, and when he opens it, at first I'm horrified by how small the pizza is, considering this guy paid $20 for it. I'm like, dude, you have a pizza this big for $20? You go to Little Caesars and get a much bigger one for $5. I'm horrified that you got ripped off. But no, there's supposed to be, I think, dead mice, but you tell it's, stuff. To be, it kind of looks like stuff you would get at the store for your cat to play with. But it is a low budget. I was kind of hoping maybe they do like a parody version where they do take a little bit of the piss out of these type of movies, but they wanted to make a scary one. I didn't really find it scary, but maybe others will. And that's another thing of that segment with the older guy seeing hallucinations and eating the pizza. He sees stuff on the pizza that's not really there. He hears laughing. He even hears that haunted house laugh. I'm like, isn't that like stock audio to use? I thought it'd be the individual, or I don't know, whatever. And yeah, he keeps seeing a guy in a white mask for some reason, and then he sees his wife. Now, there's not a lot of explanation as to, okay, these drugs, are they making him contact the spirit world? Or is he just still seeing this? But then when he goes down the stairs, spoiler, and falls down the stairs, the ghost lady is still there. So it seems like this drug somehow brings the dead. Because the doctor on the phone says she's had other test subjects. Now, whether she lied and this is the first one, or there's a lot of other people that see a lot more dead people. So I don't know. There's not really an explanation to it. And the guy's acting is not the best, most solid delivery, I will say. And you get the fourth one. The fourth one was kind of, again, kind of pointless in a way. In the fourth one, spoiler, you find out that the guy who is in this fourth segment, he got this box with a VCR and VHS tapes, and the VHS tapes happen to be the past versions of VHS. And this guy gets obsessed with it. He gets obsessed watching it over and over and over again, all day, all night, into the next morning. He can't stop. And until he's out of it, he's lost it. Really, all that happens in between is that there's a time when him and a buddy go to a mall and the food court. They talk about, who do you want to die? Who do you not want to die from the most? Jason, Michael Myers, or Freddy. And he's really mad at his dad because his dad treats him unwell. And then when the dad comes in and smashes his tape, he's like, maybe I need to make a tape of my own. So he goes see a guy, follows a guy that treated him like dirt earlier, has the white mask on, stabs the guy, gets the guy down, and you go, wow, that was your first first, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. I think I was thinking of something else. Yeah, I was thinking of something else. He follows the guy. I like the setting when he follows the guy. It's a very nice storm, a very nice snowy area covering the ground. It creates a pretty decent cinematography atmosphere to it. But pretty much, he stabs the guy. puts him in the trunk, and you find out he's the guy that was calling at the beginning of the movie. Come look at these tapes I have. So it's a full circle thing. And he does stab his dad in the head as well. And sometimes the sound effects is like, it's not the best sound effect. It's like very over the top. And then sometimes there's like musical steams, like doo or something. I don't know if you need that stuff for this type of movie. So I mean, at the end of the day, it just wasn't my cup of tea. But like I said, I've never been a big VHS fan. Like I said, I wasn't even a fan of the first one at all. The second one, I liked most of the stories. The third one, I liked the skateboarding one. The fourth one, I liked the one that was kind of like Doom. I appreciate that the fans got together and made this and put a lot of hard work into it. I could tell. It just, like I said, the stories and the acting, it just wasn't for me. But that's just me. But I do appreciate, because I've never done anything like that, so I appreciate someone. And like I said, you do tell that if, I think if you're more of a diehard fan of these type of films, you would get more kick out of this than I would. So I definitely would recommend it, at the very least on that level. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.